All right, so Thailand. Big plans, right? They're aiming for a huge tourism boom.
Yeah, ambitious goals, for sure.
I mean, we're talking 40 million visitors by 2025. 40 million.
Amazing Thailand Grand Tourism Year 2025, that's what they're calling it.
Catchy.
Yeah.
And we've got some excerpts here that really lay out their plan. So, what's the deal? What does this mean for Thailand? And more importantly, for travelers?
Well, let's dive in, shall we? I mean, first off, that 40 million number, that's almost double what they were seeing before the pandemic hit.
Wow, that is a huge jump. They must be pretty serious about this whole tourism thing.
Oh, absolutely. They're not just focused on the visitor count either. They're also aiming for a massive revenue boost, 3.4 trillion, Val.
Trillion with a T. Wow. So tourism is really a key part of their economic plan then.
You got it, big time. It seems like they're banking on tourism to really drive their recovery and future growth.
Smart. Now, the article mentioned something about partnering with some big travel companies.
Oh, yeah, that's a fascinating part of this whole plan.
Like, who are we talking about here?
Well, they've actually teamed up with 6 major players in the global tourism scene.
6. That's quite a few. Any familiar names in there?
For sure. Grab, Agoda, Expedia. You know, the usual suspects when it comes to travel booking and planning.
Makes sense. I can see how partnering with those companies would be a huge win for Thailand.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it, tapping into those companies' massive user bases, using their sophisticated marketing platforms. It's a great way to reach a huge global audience.
I see their side of it, but what do those companies get out of this whole deal?
That's a good question. I mean, for companies like Grab and Agoda, it's a chance to really integrate their services into the whole travel experience.
Give me an example.
Sure. Imagine booking your flights and hotels through Agoda, then using Grab for all your transportation needs in Thailand, maybe even getting personalized suggestions for tours and things to do, all within a single platform.
Wow, that would be pretty convenient, having everything all in one place.
Exactly. It streamlines the entire travel journey, makes everything super smooth and personalized.
I can definitely see the appeal of that. But doesn't that raise some concerns about data privacy? I mean, these companies are already collecting a lot of data on us.
You're not wrong. That's a valid concern for sure. I mean, as these platforms become more integrated and powerful, the whole issue of data sharing and user privacy becomes even more important.
Right. Definitely something for travelers to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so partnerships aside, what else is Thailand doing to meet these ambitious goals?
Well, they're taking a multifaceted approach, focusing on 3 key strategies, and they're all pretty interesting.
Lay it on me.
All right, first up, they're really leaning into what they call Thai charms.
Thai charms. Sounds intriguing.
Basically, it's all about showcasing the things that make Thailand so unique. You know, their rich culture, those iconic temples, and of course, the incredible food.
Ah, yes, the food. Can't forget about that. But this goes beyond just the typical tourist stuff, right?
Exactly. It's about crafting more immersive experiences. You know, engaging with local communities, learning about traditional craft, maybe even participating in some authentic ceremonies.
So more than just snapping a selfie in front of a temple.
Way more. They're aiming for a deeper, more meaningful kind of experience for travelers.
That's really smart, especially since more and more travelers are looking for those authentic, off-the-beaten-path kind of adventures.
Exactly. But of course, that raises a whole other challenge. What about the people who have already seen the main attractions, the so-called greatest hits of Thailand?
Good point. You can't just keep showing people the same things over and over again.
Exactly. And that brings us to their second strategy, what they're calling hidden gem cities.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Tell me more.
Basically, it's all about encouraging visitors to explore destinations beyond the usual suspect, you know, beyond Bangkok and the typical beach resorts.
So getting off the well-trodden path and discovering something new.
Precisely. Think about discovering a charming little riverside town that most tourists haven't even heard of, or trekking through an untouched national park.
Now you're talking. I'm all about experiencing the real, authentic Thailand. I'd much rather do that than fight my way through crowds at the usual tourist traps.
Me too. But of course, that raises a question, right? What about the impact on these more remote, less visited areas?
You're right. We can't just send a flood of tourists to these places without considering the consequences.
No, absolutely not. Balancing economic growth with sustainability, that's a huge challenge. And to be honest, the excerpts we have don't really go into specifics about how they plan to handle that.
That is concerning. But sounds like at least they're aware of the issue.
Yeah, it definitely seems like responsible tourism development is on their radar. It'll be interesting to see what concrete measures they put in place to ensure these hidden gems stay vibrant and unspoiled.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, so we've got Thai charms, we've got hidden gem cities. What's the third part of their plan?
Well, this one is a little more mysterious. They're calling it 5 must-dos.
5 must-dos. Sounds exciting, yet vague.
I know, right? It seems like they're highlighting specific, unique experiences that travelers should definitely check out.
And what are these experiences?
Well, they only reveal one in the article, and it's called the Thailand Winter Festival.
A winter festival in Thailand. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's not entirely clear if this is a brand new event or just a reimagining of existing festivals.
Either way, a winter festival in a tropical paradise. That's definitely a unique selling point.
Right. Imagine experiencing Thai traditions and celebrations, but with a wintry twist.
Maybe some festive markets, some unique wintry dishes adapted to Thai cuisine.
Exactly. It'll be fascinating to see how they pull it off.
Now, you mentioned 5 must-dos, but they only mentioned 1. What about the other 4?
We're keeping those under wraps for now. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
Okay, so Thailand has this big vision and a pretty impressive plan to achieve it. But with so many moving parts, so much ambition, can they really pull this off?
Well, the government seems pretty committed. I mean, they're actually setting up a dedicated tourism task force.
A whole task force. Sounds serious.
Oh, yeah. And they're giving them a pretty clear mandate, too. Streamline visa processes, improve air travel connections, basically remove any roadblocks that might hinder their goals.
Wow. It sounds like they're really pulling out all the stops.
They are. It's a strong signal that they're serious about making this whole thing a success.
So it sounds like Thailand is going all in on tourism. But as we've discussed, there's a lot more to consider than just hitting those visitor targets.
Absolutely. It'll be really interesting to see how they handle the complexities, balancing economic growth with sustainability, ensuring the benefits of tourism reach all communities, not just a select few.
That's the key, right? Making sure everyone benefits, not just the big companies.
Exactly. And that brings us to a really important question for all of you listening.
Hear us with it.
Okay, so with this massive push for tourism, how will it impact Thailand? How will it affect the cultural landscape, the local communities? Will the land of smiles be able to retain its unique charm, its authenticity?
Or will it become just another victim of over-tourism, another place overrun by crowds and losing its soul? It's a real concern.
It is, and it's something we all need to think about as we plan our travels, not just to Thailand, but anywhere in the world.
Something to ponder.
Indeed.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
My pleasure.